Not every sermon you hear originates from the Spirit. Are you hearing me? Not every sermon you hear originates from the Spirit of God. In 1 Timothy 4 from verse 1 to verse 2, he says, some will depart from the faith, giving heed to seducing spirits and doctrines of devils, teachings of devils. The devil has his own perspective of everything that you believe as a Christian. You were taught that marriage is Adam and Eve. He has a perspective that marriage is Adam and Steve. When you speak to the average person who subscribes to that kind of doctrine, they'll tell you that about God is love and God is accepting. Let me tell you something. God is love, but God is also just. God in his now there is a context to which God is accepting of sinners, and it's two major reasons. I did a tweet on this last week. The first reason why God is accepting of sinners is because he has the price for your sin has been paid, and so he is accepting of a sinner to the end that sinner will subscribe and put their faith in Jesus for salvation. Number two, because he will give that sinner who repents his spirit to transform their life. Are you hearing me? So God in his acceptance, he will say, come as you are, but he doesn't want you to remain the way you are. The Bible said that this foundation of the Lord is sure. Let he who nameth the name of God depart from iniquity. It doesn't change. When you approach God, there's only one person that should change, and it's not God. It is you. Amen. Amen. It is you. If you're going to progress in your journey with God, you must, like Paul will say, forget all that is behind. There are doctrines of devils. Satan has an alternative for everything you believe as a Christian. Are you aware? The average believer is not. That's why we play with our spiritual growth. You must realize that the devil is very likely to make the first advance towards you and present his own perspective on matters in a way that you will, unless you are discerning, you will not realize that this idea, this proposition is against the very divine nature of God. So do you see you see Peter, for instance, will come and tell Jesus, no, how can you say you're going to go and die? And Jesus will turn around and look at him and say, get thee behind me, Satan. He didn't say Peter. It was Peter that spoke. But Satan borrowed his vocal cord. I'm not saying he was possessed, but I'm saying that the thing he said was contrary to the will of God. And according to Jesus, anything that is contrary to the will of God, whether it is the devil that spoke it directly, whether it's a person that proposed it to you, that thing originates from Satan. Satan is at the foundation of rebellion. Anything that rebels against God is from him.